Hello my lovelies, welcome back to this perfume channel. Today's video is about perfumes that I fell in love at first sniff, and there isn't that many fragrances that I'm like hyper excited about at first sniff. I think that's just because I have so many fragrances in my collection, and I find some fragrances, some releases repetitive, and then like when I smell and get a new sample set, I'm like, oh, I've smelled this before. I don't get that excited anymore about perfumes. That's something that I'm a bit sad about, but these were the ones that I sampled and I knew like they are it. The first perfume that I'm going to talk about is the Guidance from Amouage. This perfume, I got a sample. I've talked about this many times, but I got a sample prior to release of this scent, like a little sample set of all the new fragrances that we're going to release. And I was like, man, this is so good. I've gone through all my samples. I think I had 3, like one big one or 2 big ones and some small ones. I gone through all the samples and I was like, please release it because I'm so obsessed with this scent. And I'm so glad that many people love this fragrance just as much as I do. This scent is just phenomenal. It is sweet and gentle and clean and incensey, and it kind of smells like a church, where I find that many Amouage fragrances have got that churchy smell. And it's got beautiful rose in here. It's clean, it's feminine, it's super unique, it's hyper duper strong. This is like will last probably 2 days. So this was a love at first sniff. I was enamored by this fragrance, and I think if you get a sample of this, you will be enamored as well. So I'll link some samples for this if you want to sample this fragrance, because I know, you know, Amouage is not available everywhere and not all of the scents are available everywhere. But yeah, let me know also, because they've just released Amouage 46. Do you want to see a single review of that? I'll leave a comment in the video and then give it a thumbs up if you want to see, and then I'll know what's the interest for it. But I've got the new 46 as well, and I've worn it quite a few times now, so I've got a good comparison. So if you want to see that, then let me know. Next perfume that was love at first sniff for me, it was from Kilian, and it is Good Girl Gone Bad. I am a lover of fig, and this scent has got this like fig that is fresh but also a bit lactonic. It's just beautiful, and yeah, I think with fig fragrances I often have this love at first sniff relationship. It's a bit boozy, it's a bit richer than many of my fig green scents. This is more of this Kilian, a bit gourmand fig, but still fresh and still like it's on like vodka on the rocks and then some figs on there. Really good for the summertime if you want something a bit more icy on the skin. I call it like that watery, cooling ice freshness. This is so good. And yeah, this is just amazing. I see that actually they're not saying this is a fig scent. Interesting. Definitely has got fig in here. It's also got an amazing peach and neroli and jasmine here. It is just a very, I would say, sexy but fresh scent. Next fragrance, that this is a recent fall in love sort of a scent, so you're getting to, you know, see my real obsessions real time. This is a fragrance from Acqua di Parma, and it's called Mandarino Cilia Man. Man, this scent, I don't think I have ever had that sort of a reaction, love at first sniff, for a summery scent. I don't think that has ever happened, like for a women's fragrance. No, I'm not a big fan of summer fragrances, but this fragrance, I want to get it in my collection ASAP. It's so good. It's so tart. It's mandarin, blood orange, a bit of petitgrain, a bit of musks. It's so crisp and green. It's very tart, which I absolutely love for a summer fragrance because it really cuts through that heat. It would be amazing for humid, hot weather. Think about like Florida weather. This would be absolutely just amazing. I love that tartness. It's so green. Literally, you're just like smelling the peel of mandarin. It's so realistic, so good. One of my favorite discoveries, I think, this year so far for summer fragrances, because I don't often rave about summer fragrances. This would be my pick. Like, go and try this. This is phenomenal. Next fragrance that was absolutely a love at first sniff. At the sample, I still haven't gotten a full bottle of this, but you know, I've got just a fragrance obsession, so their list is very long, and I've just moved house, so it's not like I'm going to spend loads of money on fragrances right now. But this is absolutely phenomenal. I love this. This is violet and vanilla. It's very woody vanilla. It's very soft as well. It's Vanille Leather from BDK. This is almost praline like, this vanilla leather. I don't really smell much leather in it, but it's got a texture, I guess, of like leather and this irisy violet. It's so soft, so enchanting, so powdery, a bit of like cinnamon in here. I can smell this like vanilla sugar as well. Oh, it's just so light and gourmand and comforting. It would be a perfect, I would say, like spring fragrance, like winter going into spring, because it has got that lightness but still a bit of that warmth. Oh, it's just magical. This is love at first sniff for me, and I'll definitely someday have it in my collection of BDK. Next scent that was love at first sniff for me, it is actually a designer scent, and I just love how different the scent is from many designer scents, and it is Versace Crystal Noir. I've got the Eau de Toilette, but I just love pretty much all the versions. I recently really fell in love with the Parfum version of this. I think it gives it that Moorishness, that it's very just comforting and sweet. But this, when I first sniffed it, I was like, man, this is just so different. And I remember being at like my local Boots and thinking, I want this fragrance. This is really a badass fragrance, something that I didn't see myself wearing at the time, but I was like, actually I like it, I'm going to go and wear it. So this is this cool, vampy, dark, clean coconut that is cold. And yeah, this is a very, I would say, a fragrance for like emo girl that has now grown up. And actually one of you have commented that you are that person. You are a person that when you were a teenager you were emo, and now you've grown up, you've got like a job, but you know, at heart you still that emo girl. And this has got this, you know, really vampy, like dark nails, dark, I don't know, fishnet, I don't know what those were, like gloves. I remember a girl at my school wore that. She looked really cool. So yeah, that is something that, you know, if you want something a bit more edgy on a designer budget, this is really good. Another more of a recent also obsession for me, love at first sniff, is Crab Apple Blossom from Clive Christian. This is some seriously good juice. I get different facets of this fragrance on different days. It is so different when you spray it on a scent strip. You get more of this like fresh coconutty vibe that I also get from Virgin Island water, for example, from Crete, that really fresh bergamot coconut. But then on me, this fragrance leans very leathery. It's like this fresh, crisp, leathery fragrance that is like so mouth-watering, but also slightly creamy because of this coconut. It's so amazing. It's just a fragrance that is stunning and different, but somehow familiar. Yeah, you can't hate it. It's so fresh at the top, the citruses, and then the coconuties and the leatheriness. My husband also absolutely adores this fragrance on me recently. Like, he's been giving me a lot of compliments because I've been wearing this one a lot. And then he was like, I actually like this, because this fragrance, I would say, leans a bit more masculine because of that leatheriness. I don't think they've even got the leather listed in the notes, but like, it's unmistakably there. It is there. It's just like screaming at you. But perhaps it wasn't good for their marketing and how they're marketing the scent, but it is there, and it's absolutely phenomenal, and Maciej has also been wearing this one himself because he finds it so good. So if you like unisex scents, if you like something that your partner also can wear, this is so good for summer. I mean, all year round pretty much, but now in the summertime, I've been loving just that crispness of it. It's so spectacular. And another scent that I would say rediscovered, because I don't remember ever actually trying it fully, this scent, but I love the brand. And recently I was like, you know, because I usually go fragrance shopping or sniffing and I try to focus on all the new releases, but I was like, let's go to this brand. I know this brand. I love this brand. And let me just re-smell a lot of their scents. And it was MFK. And man, I smelled the scent and it brought me nearly to tears. It's literally that beautiful. And I don't know if you get that emotional about a scent, but something, I think my brain connected to some memory or something. I was like, this is the most beautiful scent I've ever smelled in my life. I felt like that in that moment. And it is Féminin Pluriel from MFK. It is this soft iris that is rosy and feminine and light and gentle and beautiful. Perfect fragrance for every day. Perfection. It is quiet enough to wear every day, but it's also strong enough. It's got some like quite strength to also, you know, be worn a little bit more sprays. This is like number one on my list on fragrances to buy, because I don't know if I just missed this fragrance from MFK, if I've never tested it for some reason. I don't know, I somehow missed it, but this is Love at First Sniff for me. It's a fragrance that is kind of an understated elegance. It's not something, you know, a screamy, loud fragrance. You know, it's not something like Guidance from Amouage that literally you just like hit with it. But I love those fragrances, and I love both, you know, but this is literally a fragrance that is memories, nostalgia, beautiful, just absolutely amazing fragrance. So if you have maybe also missed it, because it's not a fragrance I find that I see around often or talked about, but yeah, give this one a try, really test it, because I'm just floored with this one. It's absolutely stunning. I'll link all of the scents that blew me away in the description for you, and any samples I can find for them. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. I show a bit more of my life, sometimes my fragrance obsessions, like different things, more of a lifestyle content on there. It's just my name, Monica Cioch, Monica_Cioch, Cioch. So you can find me on there. And let me know what fragrance recently just absolutely blew you away at first sniff. If you have one, if you don't, maybe go a little, you know, years past. What was that one that really just floored you? I would love to know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.